Welcome to the Spare Parts Racing Podcast, your podcast for all things motorsports. With your hosts, Sean Chavarella, Stephen Clary, and Taylor Moore.
Hear that music?
Hello and welcome to another week's episode of Spare Parts Racing. I'm your host, Sean.
I'm Steven.
And I'm Taylor.
And friends, this week, it's a very important week to talk about. It is the first week of December. We're in the last month of the year. We have 1 week left of Formula One. And then we're getting into the holiday mode. Racing season's almost done for this year. Can you believe that?
No.
No, it felt like it's gotten to the point where the last, 5 races have suddenly flown by and we're at the end, whereas before that it was like, man, we still got such a long runway to go. Now, here we are, last race.
And before we get
so depressing.
Before we get to the last race, we have the previous race to talk about, and that is Qatar. We'll be talking about that. We're going to talk about F1 heading into Abu Dhabi. Maybe some other little bits of news. Maybe talk some NASCAR.
Ooh, NASCAR. I'll get my update.
Yeah, basically. And then, that's kind of all we have on the docket for this week. So, without further ado, who wants to start us off on talking about Qatar?
I mean, do we talk about the elephant in the room about Qatar? Or shall we all just say, what a great race? 10 out of 10. Excited for Abu Dhabi.
Honestly,
Ultimate
yeah.
take.
That's my initial take is like, hey, that's really fun. I'm glad McLaren shot themselves in the foot.
Again.
And here we go.
Oh, here we go. Wow. I was like biting my nails because I was not sure what was going to happen. But I think when that safety car came out and everybody else pit, and I was like, what are they doing? What are they doing? And then to have to do 2 pit stops while everybody else has to do 1. Like, I can't understand the strategy call. They Ferrari'd themselves.
100%.
What's happening?
There's 2 ways of looking at this. There is the trying to understand what I think was the strategy call. And the other thought is what actually happened.
Okay.
So for understanding the strategy call, you know what? It makes sense if you're kind of betting there's going to be another safety car.
Yes. Yeah. No, I see that.
That is the only way that makes sense. There was no point to literally give yourself an extra pit stop. Really,
That's really rolling the dice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Especially with how it rolled out of you did exactly 7 laps and you needed to do exactly 2 25-lap stints. Any other number I could maybe understand it a bit more, but it was the exact math to get to the end.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, who got screwed over the most from a non-call?
Piastri.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's Piastri, because simply put, if you flip it around and McLaren makes a stop, Piastri goes on to win, Norris holds on to, let's say, 3rd instead of 4th. Piastri's up, 7 points on Max, and he gains another 3 points, so he gains 10 in total on Lando. He's down 9, I think, going in.
But not only that, though. So, had they pit with everyone else, what would have happened to Lando?
Oh, he probably would have gotten stuck in that.
He would have got shuffled back.
Train.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
So Piastri would go on to win the race. Lando goes on to get hurt in the championship. more because he'd be further back in the pack. And that is exactly why McLaren did this. There is no other reason to say they made a choice to have a shitty strategy because their priority in the strategy was not how do we win the race. Their priority was how do we protect Lando Norris?
How do we lessen the damage of Max winning for Lando's championship? But regardless, apparently, according to McLaren, they're free to race each other for the championship in Abu Dhabi. Sure. I don't believe that for a second.
Did you ever find your conspiracy theory clip?
Oh, you know what? I did not have time to go back and look for it.
Fair enough. Do you want to explain that?
If you do not remember, my conspiracy theory was probably about a month ago, roughly, was that Norris would get out ahead, and with about 2 to 3 races to go, depending on how big or small the gap was, Piastri would magically come back into it and be like, and then McLaren can say, "See, he just had a couple bad races."
Yeah, okay.
we weren't
though.
tipping the scales
Can we
anywhere.
not just, is it not ridiculous to be like how far off the pace Piastri was the last 2 months to all of a sudden he topped every session, should have won this race? Like, and everyone's trying to tell us, oh, he just doesn't have the pace.
No.
Back to where he was essentially at the Dutch GP.
Yes.
See, and this adds to the conspiracy, right? They get exposed the race before, both being disqualified, but it was very clear that Oscar's setup was very different. Very different. And you have to wonder how much that affects the aerodynamics of the car.
Or was it a floor thing, or was something set up wrong, like in terms of how they put the skid plank or whatever? There is so much there that it's like, it's just funny how Piastri's form comes back out of nowhere.
Right after a double disqualification, and everybody could see the specs of why.
And it wasn't
it's
even
just
like
too convenient.
It wasn't even like Norris was like had him at any point this weekend.
Nope. If you set up the cars the same, I think it is very clear that Piastri has better pace because he is a better driver than Lando Norris. I think that's clear.
He has been all year.
Exactly. You're not convincing anybody that you didn't tinker with his car to the point where he was losing seconds.
And again, you make your entire pit stop strategy this race to not help him win. If you were going to try to win the race, you would have pit both cars, because that was the winning strategy. You would have had him finish probably first, and probably Lando would have probably came home fourth because he still had pace the other day.
Yeah, you know what? Honestly, I'm on the conspiracy train.
Actually, no, Lando definitely gets third if this happens.
Probably. Like we will never know how, because you know what, I'm gonna have to.
Well, look how far back he was behind Sainz, despite having to make the extra pit stop.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, because that's probably adding more time than he would have lost. Because when I don't remember the exact gap that he would have had before the next car was coming into the pits, but the guys that were coming in as well, like I remember Mercedes, the double stack didn't work because whoever was operating the button was just looking at the cars and trying to find a gap in the cars, not realizing one of those cars was George, and he could have released Antonelli into that group. Like, there would have been extra gaps.
Yeah.
So, you know what? Keep talking. I'm going to see if I can find exactly where.
Anyway,
or how big of a
Norris
gap he would have
finished
had.
but he only finished I think it was a second and a half behind Sainz. He would have been up the road with Piastri and with Verstappen.
Realistically, he lost about 12 seconds having to do the pit stop at full speed, whereas it would have been maybe 5.
Yeah, and both McLarens would have, Piastri would have at least cleared Max. Like, I don't understand why they didn't make that call, Because at the end of the day, they didn't make that call because their first thought wasn't how do we get a win. Their first thought was how do we protect Lando. That's the only reason you do that. It's because you're afraid you can't double stack because he's the second car. It's all of this shit they do for this whole like, oh, we have two drivers. Like it's even here. Every single strategy call they've made over the year has been to protect Lando.
Yeah. 100% agree. It's so obvious, and I think they're trying so desperately for people to believe them when they say that they're free to race, but come on. I think we could sit here and probably theorize about the 1 million ways that they are going to try and rig this race for Lando Norris next week. They will try.
Okay, we'll get there.
And make sure.
There. We'll get to next week in a second. Let's finish off of this.
I know.
And next thing was next week. I know.
So
anyway.
the gap in between this is on lap 6, so just before the crash between Lando and Antonelli was like 1.7. Okay, so you're not even completing this. If you pull off your best stop of the season, which is like a 1.8, Antonelli's not even a factor. Sainz is another 2.5 seconds down the road. Okay, so you just need to have an average pit stop, and you maybe hold for a second because Alonso is another 2 seconds down the road behind that.
It's McLaren's pit stops have been great. They could have done it.
Yeah, you can find a gap in there, whether it's in that 2.5 or just after that. You lose maybe a second,
but it doesn't. Again, they would rather lose the race than possibly help out Piastri. That option was the safest option to ensure Lando Norris did not get, I would say, penalized against Piastri.
Which is funny because it realistically makes it this week even harder because it draws Max in closer.
Yes.
Yep. The overall gap is slightly wider. Yeah. But you have less control. Because then now
we're getting into next week in a second. Let's finish with this talk of this race, and then we get into next week and talk about that. But yes, they have set
part
up
of
a
the
fun
race is how fun next week's gonna be. But anyway.
Okay, so Sainz getting a podium is not a fun part of this race?
No, I was so happy for him. Congrats to Carlos Sainz. Just like, what a drive. And I also love the fact that he started the year being like, just don't expect me to get a podium. Don't expect me up there at all. Who knows if I'll even qualify? There he is.
He does have more podiums this year than Hamilton.
Correct. That car's been garbage.
Yeah, that car is
poor guy.
Hot garbage.
Yeah, no, it's hot garbage, and Lewis Hamilton is a broken man. Like, you can see how broken he is from this year. Poor guy.
I don't know, this gives me like 2016 Ferrari vibes. They also had a bad car that year, and then, you know, they came back next year and were competitive. Anyway, Sainz, I think, great performance. Another podium, fantastic. It's really great after the race to see 2 of the 3 guys really happy to be there, and the third guy being pissed off.
I've never seen like the range of emotions going from Max with the shot of Max getting out of the car, pumping the fist, jumping into the team. Piastri just sort of like numb, feeling nothing, and then Sainz grabbing the camera, like eyes as wide as possible, and then jumping into his team. Also, what the fuck is going on with McLaren where none of the team members are there? Like, I get that in a season that
like
McLaren's
when he won
had,
the pole, and there was nothing from the garage.
Yeah, well, like there's, yes, again, second is sort of like we got a bunch of these already. Who really cares?
But it's also you're not supporting your driver.
Yeah,
you're not exactly. It's so biased, and the bias is so clear towards Lando. Honestly, it's kind of gross, and like I feel sad for Piastri. Like, how frustrating would that be to be in that situation where you don't even feel like the team is behind you in your success?
Yeah.
But also that moment when Zach went up and like hugged him, I was like, bro,
Oh, no.
get
That is-
out of here.
That is the Baltimore hugging Draco meme. That is
You-
exactly what that is. It's
You
just
performative. Oh, like, get out of here. What are you doing? Everybody, like, how fake can you be? Anyway, that made me so mad. And you could see Piastri's face of just like,
Really?
really, we're doing this in front of the cameras? Mm-hmm.
Of course,
Okay.
in front of the cameras.
Of course.
Piastri is so leaving that team next year. Guarantee it.
Yeah, I hope so. I really hope so. But where
Why
would
do
he
you-
go?
Ferrari.
Yeah, you know what?
Wherever's
All
willing
right.
to kick somebody, which is many teams for Oscar Piastri, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And which is only reinforced by the fact that McLaren signed the F2 champion like days after he won.
Yeah. Yep.
Just in case.
Mm-hmm.
Just in case we need somebody, we're just gonna.
Oh yeah,
Gonna grab
Piastri is
this guy.
probably he's probably voiced his displeasure with how the season has gone. I'm sure he was like, you have to wonder what he was sold to leave like Alpine the way he did, right? Let's all remember that scenario. To me, this
yeah.
makes Zach Brown so like skeezy as a businessman.
You clearly have not been paying
sold-
attention to the Alex Palou trial then.
What? There's too many trials going on.
About 3.
Oh my gosh. Okay. What's happening with that?
We'll get to that later.
Is Zach Brown?
No, but Zach Brown's an asshole. Like, that's literally
Oh,
what you can say.
100%.
So, like, he literally promises all these things, doesn't deliver it. Just he basically promised Palou a chance to get into F1. Obviously, wasn't going to happen. Signed Piastri like a month later.
After that whole thing with Alpine. Oh, and I'm totally blanking on the former team principal.
Omar?
No.
Sorry, Otmar?
Otmar.
Otmar, yeah.
Yeah. Otmar. Like, I'm sure he was blamed for that whole thing for whatever, because like that's just the way Alpine is as well. But
Well, they were dumb about it too.
they were dumb about it. But it was a terrible situation that was 100% calculated by Zach Brown. And I'm
Piastri's
sure
done a great job.
Piastri.
He's done a great job.
has.
He is in contention for the championship. For a team that at the
Absolutely
time was kind of
great
like
job.
middling.
I'm just saying that he's probably been sold something that is so far from the reality, and he's finally seeing that. Like, you can't be sold on, we have 2 number 1 drivers, and then treat your driver that way. It's
100%.
garbage.
Yeah.
It's garbage. If you have 2 number 1 drivers, then you should be supporting both of their success, not rigging it so that one has an advantage because the other one's clearly better.
And yet they're doing it. Also, thing to talk about during this race, the last lap, Kimi Antonelli made a mistake and Norris got by him, and apparently...
No. He let Lando Norris from a customer team by.
Listen, shut the fuck up with that, because the amount of hate Antonelli got.
Yes,
we can't
It's
condone
so sad.
That is that
He's
was
a
sarcasm.
kid.
Well,
The
and
poor
also
guy.
Also, so yeah, like again, it doesn't make sense. Why would a customer team or why would a works team want one of their customers
To pass them.
to pass them? That looks so bad.
It looks so bad, but also like it's just not the way racing drivers are.
No.
It's like it's what do you there's no team orders telling him to pass, like let Lando pass. He just made a mistake. It's okay. It happens. The guy's what, 17?
Is he 18 or 19
It's his
now?
first year.
18.
He's 18 and making anyway. Poor kid. He didn't deserve that whatsoever. I mean, like I'm here for a conspiracy theory, but like we got to cap it at something.
Yeah, maybe like throwing death threats at a kid because he made a mistake in a corner. And listen, my question is though, who are hucking these death threats? Is it not the Lando? Is it the Piastri fans? Is it the Max fans?
I don't know. That's a great question.
Well, it wasn't helped by GP instantly saying on and it getting broadcast over over everyone's TV screen.
That he pulled over.
Kimmy let Lando by, and then Helmet Marco being Helmet Marco saying that in the pit box after, or the press box afterwards.
Honestly,
that guy's such a turd too.
That should be finable, I would say. In all of the bullshit things that motorsports fine guys for, I feel like calling out a driver and saying, "Oh, he let someone by on purpose," without actually, but you can see on the camera a mistake is made. Like, you're just saying it just to be an asshole. Finable.
Yeah.
We need more fines for being a dick.
People have to be held accountable. Like, truly, they have to be held accountable.
Yeah.
The poor kid, he didn't deserve any of that.
No. So, that's unfortunate. And one last thing to shout out. Hey, Taylor, where'd Ferrari finish this week?
To be honest, I don't even know. I wasn't paying attention.
Best Ferrari was 8th place.
Yeah,
hey, Steven.
Yeah.
Where'd Fernando Alonso finish?
Where was he?
7th. Suck it.
And where was Stroll?
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, okay.
Listen, it's not about that. It's about the points. And for
Uh-huh.
I don't know the last time Aston Martin outscored Ferrari, okay?
Ferrari's so done with their season. Like, just move on to 2026 at this point. Who cares?
Okay, yeah. Speaking moving on, we can talk about Abu Dhabi, where I'm pretty sure Lewis Hamilton is going to be smoking a cigar in his car. He is not going to give a fuck. He's going to have a cigar hanging out of his helmet the whole race. Just get me the fuck out of here.
He's just going to be out for a Sunday drive.
No,
do they make
Max,
vegan cigars?
Probably. Max is going to be leading with about 7 laps to go.
Oh,
and
here we
then
go.
Lewis is going to channel his inner Latifi.
I've seen those memes so many times. It's been like 2 days.
Yep.
Since the race. So every 2 reels on my Instagram is a joke saying that Hamilton's going to take Max out and get him back for 2021.
So does anyone have the scenarios in front of them that we need to have for different people?
I don't, but I remember it. So if Lando gets on the podium,
he wins.
It's over. He wins.
Yes.
And from there on out, you cascade it down of Lando finishes 4th, Max needs to finish X, Piastri needs to finish above Max to have a chance, basically. That's how it all works out. And then so basically Lando's win condition is getting on the podium. Simple as that. Max's win condition is obviously win first and foremost. That's scoring the maximum amount of points and then hoping Lando falls below the podium and behind Piastri. Or sorry, I guess ahead of Piastri, so that way they can't just swap the cars. And then Piastri is win because that's beating Max by more than the 5 points he would need. Because I think Piastri still loses on count back to Max.
They all have 7 wins going into this race.
Yeah, so then it's like second places and shit like that. I don't remember all the tiebreakers, but I'm pretty sure from what I remember, Piastri doesn't have it unless he wins. Because winning gets him above both. Well, gets him above Max.
Okay.
And then Lando would have to be P8 or lower.
Yeah, there's oh gosh, there's so many. Max Verstappen must finish X or lower for Lando to win the championship.
But Lando just has to finish on the podium to clinch the championship. Yeah. Max has to basically win or second. If he wins, he has to come, I think, 4th. If he's second, Lando has to come 5th, yada yada. But also if he's second and Piastri wins, then Piastri still wins.
Yeah. Okay. So I have the actual thingy. Finally, this is like the Max Verstappen will be the champion if. So he has to be P1 and Lando has to be P4 or lower. It doesn't really matter.
We just said that 3 times.
Did we? Okay. Anyway, whatever. P8. Ugh. It's gonna be tough.
Yeah, so the main goal for Max and Piastri first is win, because after that, that too. After that, like,
each other out.
You don't have control over anything else, because in the end, if Piastri is in the lead, he can't be asked to swap, because that likely means that it would also let Max by. This is assuming also that everyone finishes, but whatever. I don't want to go through every single variable possible.
So let's go off the first thing here, and that is, obviously going into this weekend, Lando Norris has to be considered the favorite, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
However, on the flip side, I think it's every single time there's been a 3-way fight for the final race, the person with the points lead going in has not won it.
Interesting.
So odds-wise, Lando is due to be that guy, right? Is that how you'd say it? On the flip side, you have one race, anything can happen. If you have a magical $5 that you want to basically say who you think will win the championship, at this point, who would you put it on?
Max.
Yeah, Max.
Honestly, because I'm just so anti-McLaren at this point.
I don't think you even have to be anti-McLaren. It's more the fact that he's got the best chance right now in terms of, we know he can win here.
Yep.
The Red Bull is well suited for this track, where the McLaren is not. Lando has cracked under pressure before and has made mistakes that have cost him race wins.
Vegas.
Yeah. And, okay, yes, I shouldn't just solely contain it to Lando. McLaren has made mistakes.
There's also an incredible scenario that could unfold here, where two of the drivers
I know which one you're talking.
Take each other out.
Wait, which one? Oh, yes.
You could have the start of this race if you have all 3 of them at the front. They know they got a race here. There's someone could be taking someone out, and someone can cruise to a victory.
Yep. So at that point, where do you want to be on the starting grid? Obviously, I think the answer's pole, but
yeah.
Do you want to be on pole with Max Verstappen with a 5th championship in his eyes right behind you?
Honestly, the way this grid lines up is going to be fascinating. Like, imagine you are Piastri and Max 1-2 race day, Lando 3. He has to watch them in front of him.
Yeah.
Honestly, if you're Lando, not a bad place to be. Just follow them in the race.
Yes, but then I think back, if I'm I think back to Vegas, and what happens if a wild Liam Lawson decides to just say, fuck it, I'm just going to send it into turn 1.
That is fair. But turn 1 for Abu Dhabi isn't, I think, the most
It's not the same, no.
Risky. So that's me. I feel like you kind of
want... F1 movie showed very different, man. That's all I'm saying. On the restart there...
Okay.
Meanwhile, in the actual one, where did that pass take place? When 2021 happened? It wasn't the first turn.
That was 3, wasn't it?
Wherever the hairpin is, yes.
Yeah, 3 or 4.
I don't know how they count it. Anyway, I kind of feel like if I'm Piastri going into this race, I'm actually probably the most comfortable. I know my team's been trying to fuck me. I'm still in this race. If I can pull off a miracle, it's just the biggest FU in the world. Max is already talking shit as of last week, basically being
so is Laurent Mekies.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. basically saying, yeah, well, if I was in that car, I would have wrapped this up a long time ago, which fact, I think.
Yes.
Facts.
But that being said, would Max wrap it up? Because if he was against Lando, would they not also be trying to fuck Max out of it too?
Maybe, but I don't think Max moves over in Monza. That's a
true.
6-point swing right there.
Well,
Yeah.
that's another scenario where if Piastri loses the championship to Norris by what was it 4 points?
6 points.
Is it 6?
It's a 3-point swing. It's a 3-point swing the day of, so therefore you have to take 3. Yeah, I saw some people doing the math. I'm pretty sure you have to take, if you're doing it, you got to take 3 points out and add 3 points on, so that's 6-point swing.
Yeah. So if McLaren gets that scenario where Norris wins and Piastri gets screwed over, you know what I could see them doing to Piastri's car?
What?
Underfuel.
Find a little. Oh.
Oh,
So that by the end of the race, he can't be pushing as hard and he has to save fuel. If there is a single fucking message during the race of them saying, "Oh, you have to maybe save fuel," they have intentionally fucked him. I guarantee it.
yes. Yes.
Maybe.
That
they
is
underfueled
a
the cars to start,
very-
so
But
What?
that's a very, very
they underfueled the cars
interesting.
to start.
No, but underfueled even more than Lando.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Like underfueled
That
to
is
the
a
point
very
where like
interesting theory.
when last stint, hey, you have to be in mode whatever to make it to the end.
Yeah. You got to
Just to
fuel safe
ensure.
so you don't get disqualified.
Yeah.
If you burn too much fuel, you'll be underweight.
Also, if you don't have enough to take a sample of, you're also disqualified. So
Oh, true. Yep.
Yeah,
Mm.
the original Las Vegas crime that we were thinking. was gonna
the
happen.
original boss of Las Vegas crime.
So anyway, this is going to be very spicy. And let's not discount, I think, the Mercedes possibility of being up there in the fight as well for the race.
For the race, yes. It's going to be very interesting. Unfortunately, George has proven to have pace.
But I would hope the best for Antonelli. I hope he comes out and has a good race and shuts everybody up.
But like, again, you're gonna. I really hope all F1 drivers still treat it as just another race. I don't want to see guys move out of the way or give extra respect to any of the title guys, because, like, let's not forget, Alonso lost the championship in 2012 because he got Petrov'd. Guy didn't move out of the way. He kept his race. I do not want to see anyone. And maybe the Antonelli thing is kind of like a precursor to like fan backlash if anyone even seems to be manipulating the results. But if anyone races these guys differently next week, I think everyone should give them shit for it. Not to the Antonelli level, but definitely be like, okay, so you don't want to fight these guys because you don't want to affect the championship, but by doing that, you're affecting the championship. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like what we bitch about with hockey all the time. By not making a call, you're making a call.
Oh, it's the same with every sport. Football, baseball. Yeah. Because you don't want to affect the game, you're affecting the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess the question now is, okay, without that $5, who is going to win?
Lando.
You, like, win the race or win the championship?
The championship.
I think he wins the championship. I don't think he wins the race.
Okay.
Okay. I'm writing all these down.
I think Max is going to win the race. Max's form has been fantastic the last month. He is hungry. He is driving so well.
But you think Lando gets on the podium?
I think Lando gets a podium still.
Okay. Well, because I'm here for maximum chaos, I'm saying that Max wins the race and wins the championship because shenanigans happen. And I think Lando will either make a huge mistake because he's prone to do that in pressure situations, or the team will make a bad decision, or he'll have a slow pit stop. But I think that he will miss the podium.
Can I put in a second scenario?
1 second.
No.
1 second. I was gonna say I think Piastri wins the race. Max becomes the champion. Actually, no.
Ooh.
Sorry, that's not possible. That's not possible.
I
Is
was like, mathematically, I don't think
No,
it is.
no, because it's only 4-point difference. It's 7-point difference to. I think that sort of screws it.
God, you're trying to make a
Listen,
hot take here and you get
yeah.
your math wrong. Come on.
I was. No, I think Piastri wins both.
Honestly,
gonna
I would
say-
be
I'm
okay
gonna-
with that.
I'm gonna say something's gonna happen. The karma has to come back around.
Mhm.
Okay. Here's my actual second scenario, which I think will happen.
Yep. If it involves Piastri being second,
Russell wins the
and-
race.
Okay.
Max and Lando both DNF.
Oh,
Piastri becomes
okay.
champion. Or does he? He'd have to make up 16 points.
Piastri finishes second.
Wins championship.
To win the championship.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I'm okay with that.
Well,
I
We
think
know
as
how
long-
hard Max races when shit really matters. See 2021.
yes.
Yeah. As long the only thing I really hope doesn't happen is Max is winning, Russell's in third, Piastri is second, Lando is fourth, and they get Piastri to drop the race.
I would see that as race fixing.
Yep.
Yeah.
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 At the same time, if that's the scenario with 5 laps to go, it's 100% happening.
Hear me out. If that scenario happens and they order Piastri to move to let Lando Norris by,
Mhm.
how is that different than Crashgate 2008?
It's not.
It is
No.
fixing.
It is 100% race fixing. I don't think
Yeah.
McLaren will get caught with that.
Probably not.
Or
No.
if they do, they'll be like, oh, it's just part of the sport, yada, yada.
It would look really bad, so I really hope that I think the best case scenario, if you want to have a exciting finish,
Someone crashes
the
with 7
season.
laps to go, and you screw up our safety car order.
okay, yes, but barring that is you have to have at the very beginning of the race, you have to have Piastri leading, Max in second, Lando fourth or fifth, because that keeps everything in play.
Yeah.
Piastri is beating Max, so that those two will have to fight out for the win because that's basically the championship there if Lando cannot get on or up high enough. I think with Piastri in the lead, what's the math? Because it's 12 points, so Lando would have to fall back into like the bottom of the top 10 or not score for Piastri to win.
While I agree with you, I think
Or
it's even
Max.
more fun if George is first, then Piastri, then Max.
Yeah, because but the only
Mostly
reason I
because
say it that
then
way
they
is
have
like,
to fight, and also Norris is off the podium. Because if George is behind Norris, he's a little bitch. He's not going to pass him.
yeah,
I mean,
that's why he'd have to fall back a lot more.
yeah.
But either way, that's what you need to have a good
I am
race.
so excited for this race.
It's gonna be so good. Oh, it's gonna be spicy.
The only other thing, which would be karma intervening once again, that would be absolutely hilarious, is Max wins the race and therefore the championship. Piastri comes second. Lando finishes 8th, I think.
Ooh.
Because
Yeah.
do you know what happens in that scenario?
Is it a tie?
The McLarens tie on points. Perfect equality.
Ew.
Perfect equality and exactly what you wanted.
Excellent. Only that can make the race more fun is if they had rain the final day. Somehow in the desert.
Oh, chaos. I just want ultimate
Yeah.
chaos.
Who was it that wanted to have the sprinklers on the trackside? Just get that guy back in here.
Brendan
Get him. Get Ecclestone. Get Michael Massey back as your guest
not
race
to be
director.
this guy. I'm right now looking at the weather forecast. Again, it's like 6 days out. Who the hell knows what's going to happen? For Sunday, it does say 20% chance of rain.
No.
20%.
Evening overnight on
No.
Sunday.
No, it's not going to.
But it would be fun.
Imagine if it does.
It would be.
Oh, it'd be so much fun. It's gonna be a good race, though. I
Yeah.
can't wait.
I
Ultimate chaos.
think Lando has enough of a buffer. He will probably win.
Yeah.
I think it's the
Yeah.
safe bet, and it's probably what's going to happen. I think it's the scenario that no one wants to happen, though. Everyone wants some form of chaos.
I think everyone's over Lando at this point too. Like the guy just sucks. Like he just sucks.
Listen, it could be if Lando wins it. It depends what we're talking about next week. This could be a very undeserved championship, and then we're in those territories.
We're talking about Joey Logano last year.
Yeah, basically. So we shall see what happens. Anyway, some new stuff want to go over, or do you have anything else for next week to talk about?
No, I think we basically hit as much as we could. How long have we been talking
I mean,
about this?
We are at
40
45 minutes. Yeah.
45
I mean,
minutes.
we
of
can
just-
tie into the news and next week by saying it's Yuki's last race.
That's where I was going to go with next. Yep.
The Yuki's
the
last race.
Red Bull second seat claims another victim's career.
Should have been born with better letters in his last name and had two of the same letter back to back.
Anyway,
What?
he went over this a couple weeks ago.
It's the curse of the second seat, where basically if you don't have some sort of double letter in your last name,
Isn't the curse of Red
struggle.
Bull that?
something like that. I don't know. Either way,
Basically, only
Interesting.
people that are successful at Red Bull have double letters in their last name.
Ricardo, Verstappen,
Vettel.
Oh. I
Weber.
mean,
Weber.
honestly,
Yep.
maybe there's a point.
You look at Tsunoda, Albon, Gasly, Lawson.
Yeah. Anyway.
But yeah, so Isaac Hadjar, second seat, 2026 for Red Bull.
I mean, it's the
He's
right
fucked.
call.
He's fucked.
He is fucked. I feel bad for him.
Yeah, I feel bad for him. I mean, like, yay.
Isaac,
Getting
throw a
Red Bull, but
second.
also.
Throw another D in your last name quickly.
Yeah, absolutely the right call. Hadjar has been the best Red Bull driver this year. But yeah, I feel bad for his career. But this is this is what Red Bull does. They immediately promote people, and it's either you sink or swim. And they've done that.
Well, maybe he'll swim.
Maybe they've done that for 15 years, and you know what? It's
May not work for those other guys, but it might work for Hadjar.
well, it worked out for 3 of them.
Mhm.
Meaning Vettel first, then Ricardo, then Verstappen. So
Yeah.
maybe Hadjar, maybe it's due again. Doubt it.
I mean, it's been long enough.
Yeah.
I hope the best for him. He's such a lovely human. So I really hope the best for him, and I hope that Red Bull doesn't break him.
The benefits for Hadjar going to 2026 is the new car. New car, new regulations. You essentially get a free pass on the season.
Well, and also he's being set up for success right away, rather than like you look at how some of these guys have come into this seat with Tsunoda not starting off the season.
Yep.
Getting dropped down to the junior team for a guy who had 6 races under his belt at that point.
Yep.
Yeah.
Lawson going in, struggling within the first few seasons or
Getting
first few races, getting
like-
dropped.
It would be interesting how Tsunoda would have handled, because he looks like he's kind of getting the car now, but he didn't have time to learn it. Imagine he got a full preseason and then a couple races, and it's like, oh, I figured out the car.
Yeah.
So, unfortunate for him. Maybe we see Yuki in IndyCar?
Possible.
Ah.
So there's an
Dale
open Honda seat.
Coyne?
Yeah, weren't we were supposed to get the other Dale coin
By Halloween.
driver by
and
Halloween.
And then he said by
Bro.
Thanksgiving.
Come and gone.
Dale,
Dale, where you at?
get on with it.
I don't know. That'd be fun though. It'd be fun to see Yuki in IndyCar.
Yeah, just add it to the list of F1 being the feeder
F1.
series for IndyCar.
F1 the
Yeah.
feeder series. Any other news things? What other news things happened?
NASCAR's going on this week. Trial started yesterday.
Anything spicy?
Not really, to be honest. I really haven't dove too much
Really?
into it.
Nothing?
Nothing
Okay.
but-
If you, I was
mean,
gonna
to
say
me,
Denny
nothing.
Hamlin's dropping bombs.
Okay, go with the
What-
bombs.
Report.
To me,
Oh,
this is
okay.
this isn't
Give
anything
us
for
the
me. But go
tea.
ahead, Steven.
Okay, so first things first. So Denny Hamlin's there's been two witnesses. Denny Hamlin was the first that got brought up. So first thing we got is one, he actually got put on the stand and was forced to give his yearly salary, which you don't get in motorsports if you're not familiar.
Right.
$14 million. So he's above Sainz and Gasly. He's on par with Russell, Norris. Apparently, well below like a Verstappen or Hamilton.
Yeah.
So, but like, okay, we
Okay.
have a bit of a baseline for a top end NASCAR driver. 14 million
Makes
Yeah.
sense. Been around the sport for a long time. Been successful. Okay.
Yep. So, the questions that got asked around that were hilarious. The NASCAR lawyer said most drivers don't make $14 million a year. To which Denny replied, "Most drivers don't win the number of races I do."
Oh,
So,
Facts.
there was
Valid.
what was the other one here? Sorry. There's a lot of good writers that are covering this. Matt Weaver is one of them. So is Joseph Strigley, who had those numbers. Here it was. They brought up how much they're paying Riley Herbst for his contract, which is like 20% of their budget, which is a
Mhm.
lot for a driver of Riley Herbst's caliber, let's say. Not exactly a big name. To which Denny responded, "We aren't a monopoly. You are. The teams cannot just leave the sport and go find another stock car series. Riley Herbst can go find another seat on a different
True.
team in
Yep.
a different series in a different style of racing altogether." So yeah, Denny Hamlin's having some fun. He was on the stand for 3.5 hours apparently. So it was
Oh,
3.5 hours
gosh.
of them going back and forth. There was a lot of numbers thrown out, like his salary. Apparently, where was it here? 2311 has been spending a lot of money on their holiday parties, like 5 figures on their holiday parties.
Wow.
that'd be nice.
To which Denny's response was, "We treat our people right." And it's like, okay, fair. Can I get a job there? I'd like to be treated nicely as well, especially if you're spending that amount of money on a Christmas party.
I want to go to a 5-figure holiday party. That sounds delightful.
Yeah.
I'm making tote bags for mine.
Yeah, but yeah, so there's been a lot of numbers thrown out. Like I think this is the point in the trial where they're just sort of throwing shit out and trying to see what sticks. And
Mhm.
but yeah, Denny's had some good one-liners. I think it's someone needs to make a crown of one-liner king.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. Honestly, though, good for Denny. You got to tell the truth, nothing but the truth. So there's probably a lot more coming.
Yeah, I think Denny's lawyer though shot himself in the foot.
Oh,
Why? What was that?
Oh, when he basically said
fine.
that the IndyCar split from 96 to 2008 was a good deal. The teams got a better deal in the end. Yeah. basically saying that IndyCar splitting was good for the sport,
Yeah.
and NASCAR was trying to block that when they stopped competition. So, I think that's just blatantly false. And anyone who knows any history on the split will tell you that nope, that is wrong.
Yeah.
However,
even if the teams did come out with a better deal, the sport overall did not do better.
what they
It
actually
could
should
be
have said
better.
is the split hurt teams,
Yeah.
because what it did was it went from CART, which stood for Championship Auto Racing Teams, which was a series run by teams, to then becoming IndyCar, which was owned by the track.
Yeah.
And you can see since then, teams have actually got a shit end of the deal. But hey, who am I to say anything?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a lot of arguing. Like there's been, again, they're sort of feeling each other out and seeing where they can push a little deeper on certain arguments. Like
I will be fascinated how it turns out.
Yeah, like I'm reading through all the like threads on this, and there's so many different numbers. Like again, the holiday parties, how much revenue versus profit versus operating expense versus percentage of operating expense for certain things, how much money was spent on charters, why it was spent on charters, why you would build a facility for a racing team, which that's one where it's like, I don't know, maybe because we have a racing team.
Yeah, it's like, why would you build a practice facility for a football team? Like, just go find a field. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So there's arguments on return on investment, how much sponsors are spending, what losing one sponsor would mean. There's so much shit in here that definitely go read. The only other thing that was fun that I read prior to the trial starting on
Yesterday.
starting today, yesterday, was I think it was The Athletic got like some legal scholar in, and apparently she was very excited because, one, we've already talked about Jeffrey Kessler, the attorney for the teams.
Yep.
Apparently the guy on the other side is like a big name in antitrust as well. So she was like, this is like when you take the greatest of all time thing, like put them in their primes and just who would win. Like that's the sort of firepower that's coming into this courtroom.
Wow.
Yeah, so both sides
Yeah, I'm
have the
just
best.
like,
Yeah, which is not a surprise. They spend a lot of money, and if you look at what the settlement figures were, yeah, it makes sense. I think NASCAR's asking for the teams are asking for like $900 million.
Damn. Okay.
Well, it's legal fees,
Yeah.
lost revenue, projected lost revenue for not racing as a charter, shit like that, right? So
I actually love the amount of people who are just being like, I want to be able to watch this and stuff like that. Like, no, you don't. You really don't.
No.
Courtrooms are not something that are drama TV that you need to be watching. Like, I'm actually really happy this is behind closed doors.
Yeah, like there are a lot, like as fun as what Denny Hamlin has said. That is, again, that was 2 lines from a 3.5 hour antitrust lawsuit cross-examination and examination. I would not want to be one of the 6 jurors in there having to listen to guys argue about antitrust law. That would be like watching paint dry, but I would feel bad for the paint there.
I would enjoy it.
I don't know. Like, I think it's very interesting because like there are massive ramifications for either decision that the judge ends up making or that the jury makes. But wow, interesting. Apparently, a juror was excused because he can't be impartial because Michael Jordan's there.
Yeah, he was a fan of Michael Jordan, apparently.
Yeah,
I know that's part of jury selection.
That's fair.
Yeah,
it is.
It is, and there's
absolutely,
and there's a reason. So something that 2311 did was they put Michael Jordan as the lead team owner. Why would you do that in North Carolina where Michael Jordan got his start? Smart.
Yes,
it is very smart.
Yeah, there's all these little. I can't remember who it was, but there was someone long ago that said, if you want to get into law, you should be a theater kid because there's so much theatrics in law, and that's part of
Yes.
it. Like apparently one of the other lawyers on the other side, they got a Georgian lawyer to start because the Southern charm would hit the North Carolinians so nicely or some shit like that. It's like Jesus Christ, I am not surprised, but what the fuck are we doing?
Oh, there's a lot of psychology that goes into the courtroom and how to win a case. It's a lot of like, sure, you can argue your case and have a strong one, but a lot of it is like the psychological aspect of the appearances, who the people are, who's in the audience, who the judge is. It's very interesting, honestly.
Yeah.
It's kind of fascinating. Even if it might be like boring in terms of what they're arguing, like the way that they've crafted the entire show, basically, it's fascinating. But we'll see what happens. I mean, if NASCAR loses this case, that's like the end of NASCAR, at least as we know it.
Again, it'll be interesting to see how it goes, and we'll just see how it is over the week. And to answer your question on other court cases, though, we have this case going on. We had the Pillow one, which is his lawsuit against, or McLaren suing him for lost revenue, apparently. And then Felipe Massa is suing the FIA for the
Right, yeah.
So,
Oh, there's so many lawsuits.
Please let McLaren.
But it's
fix
all
this
so
race,
relevant, isn't it? Isn't it all
Yeah.
so relevant to everything going on? Like, it's not even random. Like, it works so well, and yeah, absolutely fascinating time to be a race fan. It's almost over, and also, sir,
For this year.
So, on that wonderful note, thank you very much for listening to this week's episode. We'll be back next week to talk F1 Championship and anything else that happens, probably some more court. Remember to give us a like, subscribe, give us a share, all the fun things, and we'll be back next week. Thank you, and goodbye.
Thank you for tuning in to the Spare Parts Racing podcast. Remember to subscribe so you don't miss an episode, and follow the show on Twitter at Spare Parts Racing. That's Spare Parts RACIN, and on TikTok at Spare Parts Pod. Follow the hosts at Sean Chavarella, at Stephen Clary, and at Tay Moore.